So Bob, I'm curious actually. This is more of a personal question actually. Let's say you're an amphibian, and let's just say the water isn't water quality isn't controlled,
Yeah.
and it ends up in a basin.
Yeah.
What is that pollution actually doing to the amphibians?
Well, the amphibian is a really good example. The amphibian is the canary in the cage.
Yeah.
There's huge amounts of evidence that because of their skin being completely permeable,
yes,
yeah. And the tadpole is another example. In America, for instance, there were frogs which were getting 5 legs and things like this, and tadpoles would get to full term and then just die. And it turned out they were basically trying to reproduce in a chemical soup, really. And it's a bit like the insects that get their oxygen below water, and the insect larvae which get their oxygen from above water. The indicator to a healthy stream is look at the insects which breathe underwater. They will tell you if it's a good quality. And the amphibian is a similar sort of signal. And lots of people said, why are we not seeing frogs everywhere? Why are we not, when I was a kid, there were newts and frogs everywhere. And one of the reasons is they are, even if you provide them something that looks perfect habitat, if the water is filthy, particularly if it's got weed killers, herbicides, pesticides, all of these other things in there, you won't get the recruitment because they're dying almost at source. We have got to get that water clean before it gets into those situations. And that's one of the things which we're very, very careful to do, is to take out those, permeable pavements are great at taking those out. But if you're dealing with, say, a more green system, should we say, for the sake of argument, using the top of the landscape, you need a forebay, you need somewhere where the water, all the silt, because largely this stuff's attached to silt and stuff. And until we as a society stop putting rubbish into our environment, weed killers, pesticides, all this stuff, you have to trap it as soon as very, very possible you can. And that's where the surface conductivity is great, because those surface corridors of vegetation, they act as a filter as well. So this idea that very often you see